But before we do that, let's go to it. Problem of the day. See what we've got. It says if a circle has area of 169 pi, that's what that crazy little Greek letter there is, it's pi, find its radius, diameter, and circumference in terms of pi. All right, so in other words, if we need to put a pi in there, we're not going to worry about using 3.14 or some sort of approximation or 3.114, whatever you want to call it there. That's just an approximation. We're just going to put the letter pi there, which represents that if we were to take 169, we'd have some crazy decimals going on. So let's take a look at this problem and see just what it's all about. So how do you get from the area back to the radius, which, by the way, if you get to the radius, you can get to the diameter. And if you can get to the diameter, well, circumference is a breeze, all right? In fact, it can work both ways. I mean, if we start with circumference, we can go back to area very easily too. So one of those little tricks in trade and keep pi in line, all right? That's what we're going to work with. We'll keep pi under control, all right? Now, let's see how we're going to go with this craziness. I'm going to first start off, and since we're talking about the area, I'm just going to use big A for that, all right? So we'll go to 169 pi right there in front of your eyes. There we go. Because that's what it said, right? That's what we were given. That's all we know. The question is, how do you find area? And so many of us can't remember, all right? Sometimes we all forget, right? Because is it 2 pi r or is it pi r squared? Well, area, by the way, my friends, is pi r squared. So since both of these quantities equal to the big A, all right, we want to come down here and say, we'll say 169 times pi equals, pi r squared. And the basic idea is we need to get r by itself. R stands for radius, by the way. So once we get to r, we have the first part. The second part will fall right into place. And then circumference, like I said, oh, that's easy also. It'll all come together very quickly. So here's the deal. We have a pi that's kind of messing us up on this, so we're going to divide both sides by pi. Why? Because I need r squared by itself. That's the first trick. That's our first trick. And we'll divide both sides by pi because if we do it to the left, we got to do it to the right or vice versa. All right? So here we have it. Here we have it. The pi's cancel. And now it's down to some simple terms. 169 is equal to our radius squared, or our r squared here. You say, how do we get there? Go from there, Ernie. We're going to square root both sides of this craziness, all right? And you say, well, is 169 a perfect square? That's the big question. And a lot of you know the answer because you tune into Mathline quite a bit. You've probably seen our show on the perfect squares, one of our specialized segments, which, by the way, we will have a specialized segment tomorrow, but that's not where we are today. Let's keep going here. We've got to square root r squared. You get r. Square root of 169 is 13. I hope you do know that one. And we're halfway there. You say halfway there? Oh, yes, because what is the deal between a diameter? It's 2 times the radius. Easy, easy money there. So the diameter equals 2 times 13, which will catch us up to 26. And you know what? Circumference? What's circumference formula? Oh, these formulas all over the place, right? By the way, that is just, I don't know, we got inches, doesn't say, does it? All right. This would have been square units. We're now down into, quote, linear units because we measure radius. It's basically half a diameter, right? So we're taking from the center out to the side to a point on the circle. We measure that. That's 13. Go all the way across the center from side to side of the circle. And you've got to make it straight, linear across. You've got that 26. So you say, well, Ernie, what are we going to do from there? There is a formula. Oh, yes. 2 times pi times the radius, or pi d. And that, either case, is going to give us 26 pi here. It's also going to give us 26 pi here. How about that? Great, great formulas. So C is circumference, D is the diameter, R is the radius. Now, the thought in me right now, before we lose you here today, folks, is what if we start at 26 pi? Could we have gotten back to 169 pi? Well, certainly we could, because we know that's the diameter, right? Pi times the diameter, 26. Split the diameter in half. You're back to 13 for the radius. Then square that radius, and you're back at 13 times 13, 169. Attach the pi, life is good. So there you go. Problem of the day, solved. 3 easy parts. Always helps to know those perfect squares. It certainly does.